Hi friends, welcome back to Backyard Homestead. Today we're going to make an Easter feast. We're going to start off with some easy brioche dinner rolls. So let me get this in here. Sorry if you hear background noise, my neighbors are playing outside with their kid. Okay, to start off with, we've got some milk that we heated up, and my microwave died yesterday, so I had to heat it in a pan. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. Okay, a tablespoon of sugar. We'll set that aside. We're going to, and I just got my yeast out of the freezer, so it's a little cold. Okay, I heated up 3/4 cup of milk. And like I said, my microwave died yesterday. So I've got to test the temperature because I heated it on the stove. I was hoping it was an excuse to get new appliances, but unfortunately we have the same damn microwave in storage. Don't ask me how we got to. Oh wow, it's up to 150. Okay, let's just let this cool down a minute. While it's cooling, I'm going to get the dry ingredients ready. We'll set this aside for a minute because, sorry, it's magnetic. We only want it to be like 110, 114 at the most. So we'll let this milk cool down and we'll get the dry ingredients in the bowl. So let's raise you up to the bowl level here. Okay. All right. It's kind of a tight squeeze, but we're doing it right here on this little spot on the counter because I plugged my KitchenAid in here. Okay, I'm going to fluff my flour up. Don't know if you can see or not, but we want it nice and fluffy. And we're going to spoon it in. And let's see what it takes. Okay, so it says these are brioche dinner rolls, soft brioche dinner rolls. All right. So the first thing we need to do is 4 cups of all-purpose flour. And I use an organic unbleached flour. And it says to fluff it up and then spoon it in. I'm just going to use the scoop. Hopefully you guys can see. Like overly, oh, I forgot my little leveler. Hold on. And I use it for frosting because I don't have an offset one. I think it's about time I get one, right? Okay. So let's fluff it up again. We're going to do this 4 times. And yes, you can weigh it. I have a really nice brand new kitchen scale from Pampered Chef, and I have no idea where it's at. So I need to find it. 3. I guess this makes about 12 dinner rolls. So if you're having a lot of people over for Easter or whenever you want to make them, you might want to double it. Okay, there's our flour. I'm going to get it out of the way so that we have a little room here. Now we're going to need 1/4 cup of sugar. I'll tell you what, I love that I have put my measuring cups and spoons right here on the fridge. So if I need one, I just grab it. It's been awesome. Okay, 1/4 cup of sugar. I'm using the organic cane sugar. 1/4 cup. So I guess these are a tiny bit sweet, but not super sweet is what the recipe says. Okay, I'm going to see how much our milk has went down. Well, it's still at 130. Okay, we'll give it a few more minutes. If you have it too hot, it'll be too hot and cook the yeast. So then your yeast will not proof or bloom and your dough will not rise. And it'll do the same if you have it too cold. Okay. Got the hook attachment, 4 cups of flour, 1/4 cup of sugar. We're going to need a teaspoon of salt, So let's get that. And then they rise for an hour. You make them into the rolls, and then they rise again. So it's a 2 double rise process. I'm just going to mix this flour in just a little because you don't want the salt to ruin your yeast when you pour it in. Mix that salt in good. Ooh, I'm already getting my new apron dirty. Okay. Oh, we're also going to need a half a cup of butter. So let's get that out real quick while we're waiting for that milk to cool down. I knew I heated it up way too long. That's what happens when you start getting busy and doing 100 things at once. Then yeah, you end up heating the milk way too long. I'm lucky I didn't scald it. Okay. Half a cup of milk. Yes. Or half a cup of butter, sorry. And it says unsalted, but this is salted. So if you could actually put a little less salt in if you're going to use salted butter. Okay, here's half a cup. For me, it's okay, a little bit of salt. We use the Redmond's mineral salt. And it's important to get all those minerals and electrolytes, so I don't mind a little extra. Now, it doesn't say that the butter should be soft or anything. It says to start off by mixing on low speed, add the 3 eggs, the salt, the sugar, and the yeast. Then you mix it about 4 or 5 minutes until it turns into a dough. Okay, it does say softened, unsalted butter. Cut it into chunks and add them to the dough. Okay, well, all right. Then the only way I could soften it is in the pan since my microwave died. So we'll just wash this pan real quick that I had the milk in. I'm just going to put it in this pan. If I cut it into chunks, it's going to melt in like 2 seconds. So I'm just going to soften it and then we'll just spoon it in. We'll spoon it into chunks. How about that? Well, today I was going to work out in the garden, get my seeds going. I have yet to get most of my seeds going. So I have, what do I have? Some lettuce, spinach, carrots, radish, that kind of stuff going. But I haven't started any of my seeds. I don't have a spot to grow indoor set up this. Hold on, someone's at the door. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Someone was at the door. All right, I'm going to check since it's been a few. Let's see what this milk has cooled down to. Let's get it under here so you guys can see it. Looks like we're down to, 115, 116. And the yeast is really cold from the freezer, so I think we're good. Woo, that scared me. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add it. I don't think it's too hot. It's 1.5 teaspoons. It says dry active yeast. Mine is instant dry yeast, but it is dry, so I'm thinking it'll be fine. 1 teaspoon. Okay. And we need a half a teaspoon. Yeast smells so weird. Okay. I forgot my little whisk. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to pour it into this one because we have our tablespoon of sugar. I should have poured it first. That's what I was planning to do. Oh, well. Okay, let's mix this yeast and sugar a little. So that's 1.5 teaspoons of yeast, 3/4 cup of milk, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. Okay, and that's all you have to do. We're going to set it over here, set it aside. We already put our salt in. We're going to need 3 eggs. So now we're ready to get this going. Let's get you guys up here a little. We're going to just turn it on low, put in 3 eggs. It's a little hard here. Slowly. It says slowly, but I guess I'm taking too long here. I've never made a yeast dough that had eggs. Have I? Whoops, sorry guys. Maybe I have. Well, the Irish soda spread has an egg. You can make it with or without an egg, but it doesn't have yeast. Okay. Got our eggs. Okay, let me look at this recipe again. Okay, it says to mix it on low 4 or 5 minutes until a dough begins to take shape. Sorry. Then you add the 1/2 cup softened butter in chunks, and then mix on high speed for 5 to 10 minutes until it no longer sticks to the sides of the mixer bowl. It should have a smooth, elastic texture by this point. Have patience with the dough. This step can take a while. Okay. So it's saying to do this 4 minutes. I'm going to wipe this off so we can put it away. Okay, if I can get it turned off. Alright, so as this is mixing, we're going to make a spiral ham with a delicious pineapple, brown sugar and honey glaze. We're going to make some bacon wrapped asparagus and a creamy Parmesan Orzo, which I've made one other time, and it's like a new favorite. We love it. It's so delicious. Better than any rice mixture. Okay, I'm waiting for our yeast is starting to bloom. It's going to need a few more minutes, obviously. So we're just going to let this keep mixing. I think I'm going to turn it up 1 notch. So the Guinness cake that I made for St. Patrick's Day, I didn't have time to show you guys everything that I made on St. Patrick's Day, just the soda bread. But man, did I make a feast. And everything was so delicious. So I'll definitely make that meal again to show you guys. And I love Irish cooking. So, but I made a chocolate, now that cake I found on Pinterest, a chocolate Guinness cake with an Irish cream buttercream. And then it had a chocolate ganache poured over the top. I made that on St. Patrick's Day, but I was so busy cooking other stuff, I didn't have time to video it. So, you guys will get to see it today if we make it today. I'm also going to be making 2 other Easter desserts, a chocolate malted cake with chocolate malt buttercream, and then I'm making a Jell-O whipped cheesecake. It's a no-bake, kind of like the keto stuff I made the other day, but with an actual crust and different flavors of Jell-O. Okay. Boy, our yeast should be proofing, and it's really not doing much. Look at it. I'm wondering, was it too hot? Usually about 114, 115 is fine. And usually I add the yeast on top. I don't know what I was thinking. If it doesn't in the next few minutes, we could add another 1/2 teaspoon. And sometimes that really gets it going. I've had to do that before. Little pup. This little pup's staring at me like, what are you doing and who are you talking to, Mom? Yeah, I think because it is just not doing anything, we'll go ahead and add another half teaspoon. I don't know why it's not doing anything, but boy, when it's frozen, it really... We'll try again. And it doesn't make it too much yeast because I've done this before. When I've had something that the yeast didn't proof or bloom, whatever you want to call it, either one. All right, we're going to give it another 5 minutes to sit and we'll be back. All right. Our yeast, see what I mean? We added more. Finally, it bloomed. We're going to put this down, lock her back down. Let's turn it back on low, and we'll slowly pour in the yeast. We're just going to slowly pour it in. Let's add it. Let me push some of this stuff down. Okay. I'm going to make sure we get all that yeast in there. There we go. Don't want to miss out on any. The puppy is like, what is my mom doing? Okay. Looks like I'm going to go ahead and turn it up. Where the eggs make it like a yellowy color. Okay, it's definitely formed a ball. So I think we are ready to start adding the... Shove that down in there. Yeah. Okay, we'll start adding the butter. Watch out, Pat. Puppy's like, what are you doing? Watch out, baby. You can't lay right there. Come on, move it. Move it. Okay. Well, it's softened because some of it's melted. Kind of hard because I don't have a microwave now that the microwave died last night. Okay, it says to turn it up high, so I'm going to turn it up higher. Hope I don't ruin it. Looks like that one big chunk wants to be a big chunk. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Hope I am not ruining it. I've never made brioche before. It looks like a tricky mixture, but it also looked kind of easy, so I'm going to keep up with the butter. And this says to do this on high for like 10 minutes. So we are on high. Not really doing much, just mixing the bottom. You know what? I'm just going to lift it up and stir it around a little, friends. Let's hope I didn't ruin it. Now it feels like a dough. Feels like a nice dough. It's thick. Alright. Please work out dough. Well, we were supposed to put the yeast in right away, but it didn't bloom. Okay, there it goes. And that says to mix it on high for like 10 minutes. It seems awfully high to me. Like maybe we should turn it down to that. Yeah, that seems good. Okay, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Just wanted to give you guys a look at how it's going. It says to stop when it doesn't stick to the sides. The mixer's moving around like crazy. It says to stop when it doesn't stick to the sides anymore, which it's not. But it's only been like 3 or 4 minutes. It's still sticking to the bottom of it all. So we'll give it a couple more. I think it's just about ready. Let's check it out. says it'll be elastic. Yeah, it's pretty elastic. Let's see, it's not super sticky, so I think it's about done. Let's see how many minutes are left. All right, so we went, I think it was 7 minutes. No, probably more like 8. It is nice and elasticy. See if I can get it off of here. Jeez, okay. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, it's real elasticy like it said. All right, let's put it in a bowl. Now I sprayed the bowl with a little avocado oil. Because I don't want it to dry out. It says to put it in a greased bowl. Wait, it still wants to stick a little bit. Just to the bowl. Alright, come on out, flour or dough. And I'm going to try to get all of it. Let me see if I can use my little spatula. And then we'll let it rise and we'll get everything ready to make the cake. I don't want to waste any of this dough in here. I mean, there's a little bit stuck on here. My dishwasher's running. Hopefully you can't hear it because I'm standing right in front of it. Okay. I don't want it to dry out. So, sorry guys. Sorry. Okay, so I'm actually going to cover the dough. Not too tight because we want it to be able to rise. But just so that it doesn't dry out. And still put one of these cotton towels over it. And I'm just going to set it in my oven with the light on for 1 hour. All right, everyone. It's been an hour. Our dough has risen. I'm going to put a little bit on here. Sounds like the puppy might be getting wet. Hold on, guys. Just in case so it doesn't stick. Let's get her out of the oven. All right, look at that. It has definitely risen, but it's a little bit sticky. So maybe a good thing that I put flour. Let's go ahead and turn it out. Bam. Ooh, look at this nice dough. Okay, it says just to punch it down a little because it's going to rise again. So I'm just going to kind of knead in a little flour just because it's a little sticky. Oh, look at this dough. It's nice. I love the feeling of like elasticy dough. Don't ask me why. The yeasty, pillowy dough. I think that's the most addictive too. As far as carbs go. All right. So we're supposed to make it 12 balls. So let me get a sharp knife here so we can cut through this baby. And we'll just cut it in half. Let's put a little more flour here. And then maybe in half again. And cut those halves in half. And in half. Let's see how many that is. They're not perfect in size. This is where the scale would come in great. Trying to keep it most of the way in size. Like that side's a little bit bigger, I guess you could say. Oh, come on. Okay. All right. They're so pillowy, and this one needs to go. All right, how many is that? Well, it's 16, not 12. That's okay, because I got a big, I'm actually going to spray the parchment. I've got a big, I'm using a sheet pan, a bar, whoops, sorry guys, stoneware bar pan. Sorry. Okay, so we're just going to kind of roll them into a little, I kind of like to do them like that. I know some people do like this. Let's see if I can do it. Oh yeah. Just kind of, the bottom's not round though. I know I did this with the Parker House ones I made for Thanksgiving and they were great. I just kind of went like that and rolled them around. They weren't totally like round, but they were kind of like that. Okay, that works. Well, my husband is giving the chickens water and cleaning out their pen. And Miss Tiffy, the little Shih Tzu puppy, has gotten herself into a whole lot of mud. And you know what? I just bathed her like 2 days ago. And I need to bathe my other Shih Tzu with their medicated bath. And I'm just like, I did not want to bathe all these dogs. I sure hope these come out wonderful. Like, I love brioche bread, so, and this will be my very first time making this. I just bought some really nice big loaf pans. I'll show you guys them in a minute. And, the first loaf I saw was one that made 2 loaves of brioche. I don't really eat a lot of white bread, but I thought, oh, that would be good with like French toast or something. So I thought about it. But it called for like 7.5, 8 cups of flour. But I guess anything that makes 2 big loaves will. Because I bought like the sandwich size, the loaf, like sandwich loaf size pans. So they're long. All right, these are looking pretty good here. I'm so proud of these. Every time I make a roll or bread with yeast and it comes out delicious, I'm like proud of myself. Because, I mean, I used to make stuff like this all the time. And then for the longest time it was like, I work full time, forget this. And now that I've gotten back into baking way more, it's like, man, I miss making all this stuff. And it's so much better to make it yourself. See, we've got 6, so that'll be 12. We might have to move them up a little on this pan to fit them all. But yeah, I used to make so much stuff from scratch. And now I do again. And I do it while working, and I just choose to because, you know, I'm using organic flour, organic sugar, the best salt. We're not using all these preservatives. And that's why I choose to make the baking stuff myself. Because I'm like, well, if I'm going to eat sweets, at least eat good ones. Where is she?
Who?
The puppy.
Out there.
I'm way far behind now because my friend showed up and wanted to chit chat, and I was like, okay, yeah. Like, I'm totally in the middle of something here. So that put me now behind a lot. And I need to get our ham in the oven. Okay, I'm just going to we got a bunch of them. Let's see, maybe I could squeeze one right in here. Okay, this is not how I would say to do it. I should have just, like, measured. Honestly, I need to find that scale. Then I could be like, okay, this is how much each dough weighs. We'll just do it like this. They'll still bake fine. Okay, we're going to cover them up and rise about 30 minutes while we're making up the cake batter. Quick dry out. I want to spray it with some oil. So anything that bakes on will come off easier. Now this came with its own packet, but most of these have MSG, so I have to be careful. I can't have MSG. Let's see. And I'm not going to use it anyway. It's just, I think it's mostly sugar and, let's see. Let's just see what's in it. I'm not using it. It is sugar, brown sugar, dried honey, spices, silicone dioxide, which it says anti-caking agent. Maybe it doesn't have MSG, and it does have some spices and honey. But we're gonna make one. We're gonna make our own. Oh, the oven beeps, so let me get those cakes in real quick. All right, this is a spiral ham. I'm gonna peel this little plastic piece off. And this piece. And if you want to use this, you just mix it with, I think, water. But we're going to show you how to make a yummy glaze. Now remember, this ham's already fully cooked. We got to get it hot. You know what? Since the bone is right there, I'm going to flip it this way. There we go. So we see how we can open it more. We're going to get all the glaze up in here. Okay. So I'm just going to separate them a little. And then we'll make the glaze. Now I'm using crushed pineapple. You could fit rings in here, I guess, but it would take a lot. So I just use crushed. Brown sugar. We've got a can of crushed pineapple. We're going to start with that, actually. Oh, it's right on that cut. Right on that cut on my finger. I'm not going to pull it off all the way. So I'm going to bust it open and be bleeding. Honey. Okay. We're going to start with the clove. Oh my God, I love ground cloves. They're so delicious. I'm putting a bunch. Like a good heaping tablespoon. And we'll see how it tastes. Alright, let's see. Can you guys see the bowl? Sorry, you know what I can do? Let me do this. I'm going to move the ham over here for a moment until we're ready to pour it on. Then you guys will be able to see better. There we go. Okay. So we've got the crushed pineapple and a good heaping teaspoon of cloves. Got some honey. This is a cotton blossom honey, and OMG is it good. I'm going to put quite a bit, like that much, which is like pure gold because I love this stuff. Put that there for a sec. We're going to need some brown sugar. Let's see if I can get it open. Move the sugar bear. Oh, it's time to get him wet. He's getting a little dry. Another trick you can do, and this literally works, I've done it, is put a piece of bread in with your sugar, brown sugar, and the bread gets hard as a rock. It's so weird, but it keeps your brown sugar like fresh. Okay, that's probably a good cup. Keeps it real fresh. Sugar bear. All right, I'll move that. But my sister can't know. Is a little bit of mustard. A little bit of yellow mustard. Just about that much. And you can use dry mustard too, the seasoning. And I have some, but I just use yellow mustard. It does not taste like mustard. You cannot taste it. And that's it. This is our glaze, and it cooks on and becomes sugary, caramelized, and delicious. So I used, because it's a spiral ham, I like to use the crushed pineapple and all of the juice. We didn't drain that. That's all in here too. We're literally, well, we could spoon it on or pour it on, one of the two. I think I'll use a spoon because I want to try to get all this pineapple into each layer. Can you guys see? Okay, just like so. And you could stuff some rings in there too. This is, sorry about that. I had a timer go off on my phone. So basically I'm just kind of pouring each layer, and that'll get each layer nice and layered up, lathered in this stuff. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And then after we could pour it over the top. Anything left. Now it gets harder as you go down because it's obviously facing down. So you just kind of pour it on. Pour it on a little. It's gonna fall back down, of course. Okay, last one. We'll just kind of get it in there. OMG. The dogs are in here smelling it, and they're just like, whoa, what is that? I'm gonna get it all over the top. So yummy. And you don't have to cover it, but I'm gonna cover it just so it'll cook faster. And then once the cakes are out, I'm gonna turn it up to 400 or 425. Probably start at 400 and see, because I don't want to burn it or get it dry. But I want it to heat up pretty quickly so we can eat dinner. It's getting late. Like my friend stopping by. Oh, look at that. That put me way behind. Okay, I'm going to save this little bit for when we baste it a second time. And oh my gosh, look at that, you guys. Beautiful basted ham. And you saw how easy we made the glaze. Can't be any easier than that. You don't need that store package. You could do peach syrup, peaches, and syrup. Like I said, I'm gonna put the lid on just so we can get it heated up faster. I could move the cakes to the top rack, but I'm scared if I move them, they're gonna just sink in and look terrible. So I think we'll give them just a few more minutes. And I think they'll be done before 28 minutes, honestly. So we'll see. We'll be back in just a few when we get this in the oven and get it going and get the cakes out. All right, we're gonna get this beast in the oven, 425. If it starts smelling burny, like it's burning, we will take it down. All right, ham's in the oven. The cake is out cooling. So I think next, it's gonna take a few before we have to start the Orzo and the bacon wrapped asparagus. They're only going to take about 15 minutes, and I think the Orzo takes 20. All right, the ham is almost done. It's been about, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. It looked pretty good, all caramelized already, even with the lid on. So we're going to start the bacon wrapped asparagus. I just need to chop them. I'll just use it right here. I need to chop them a little smaller. Just wash them off. Come on, guys, move it. I got dogs under my feet. Let's see. I like to cut them right about here. And the chickens don't care for them, even if I chop them up small. Get some bacon. And this is easy peasy, but it tastes so good. This is thick bacon. I'll just grab like 3 or 4 asparaguses. Maybe even 5 would work. And just wrap it around. We're gonna bake them in the oven so it'll get all crispy. Yeah, that one's 5. Now the little thin skinny ones we really like. They just seem to have more flavor. And so I'll use like 7 of those and wrap them. All right. I'm gonna lay them that way. And we'll get these in the oven. Well, actually, I'll probably get the rolls in the oven, then these. Because these do not take very long at all. Like 15 minutes. All right. That one's a little short one. And then once we get these in the oven, then we'll start the Orzo. It's gonna be delicious. No, these guys are bigger. I think we'll have just enough. Love those big thick pieces. Let's move these over here. See if I'll just split them in half maybe. I don't know, that's pretty big. Maybe 3. Oh good, there's 3 pieces. Okay, then we'll go with that one. Add 1 more to that one. Sometimes if it's a smaller piece of bacon, just gotta stretch it out a little. And the crispy, they're gonna get crispy in the oven. Oh, they'll be so good. Okay. Let's season with a little pepper. I hate this thing. The battle, my husband and I, with that thing. Okay, I'm gonna add a little red mint salt. My fingers are a little wet, so the salt's like sticking. My Yorkie. She makes the funniest noises. And we're going to add a little bit of this Kingsford garlic and herb. And all the bacon grease will get all cooked in there with all the herbs. It's going to be delicious. All right, we've got the oven at 350. I'm going to go ahead and... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and start the rolls. They need 25 minutes. And check them out. They have risen nice and big. I'm going to wash them with an egg wash. Let's trade spots. Make a quick egg wash. Oh, these are going to be cool. All different sizes, but it's okay. Let me go grab an egg. Put these in the compost thing. Hang on, puppy. Oh, puppy has to go potty. Great. Let me whisk her up a little. It says to add a little dash of water, so that should do it. Okay. Oh, is my back hurting? All right, we'll give them an egg wash. Yummy. Cannot wait to try them. Hold on, pup. I think the puppy needs to go out. She's in her pen because she just ate dinner. All right. Hold on, pups. We'll get these in the oven, then take the pup out. And then we'll get started getting just the ingredients ready for the orzo. Because the Parmesan gets thick, so you don't want to make it too far in advance. Because the cheese gets real thick. Okay, that looks good. Into the oven, 350 for 25 minutes, it says. And I'm putting it on the top rack because the ham's on the bottom. Oh, I want to make good and sure that the ham is heated all the way through. Okay. Ooh, look at that ham. See, it's browned just being in the roaster. Oh, man. That looks delicious, doesn't it? Can you guys see it? Wow. It's like all caramelized. Yummy. But you know what I'm going to do? We still got all this left. No point wasting it. I'm going to pour it over the top. Leave the lid off. And go ahead and cook it just a little bit longer. And I think that we should just grab a little piece. Maybe right here. Let's give it a try. Ooh, it is hot. Look at that. We'll set it here for a sec. Okay. I'm going to put this in the oven uncovered now. Look at all that juice it made. All right. Watch out, dogs. Ooh. I'll tell you what, guys. It's a lot of work, but oh, so delicious. Let's give this ham a try. That's our piece we tore off. Oh, I'm hot. Mmm. That's good. It's a little salty even. Oh my God. That glaze. I need to pat myself on the back for that glaze. It's delicious. This honey. I don't even have the lid on all the way. That honey is so good. Okay. We're not going to use this asparagus, so go ahead and put it away. I guess the storm's coming in. It's looking a little gray. Hopefully it'll be gone by Saturday or Sunday. This is what happened with my garden. Every time I'm ready to get the garden going, a storm comes in. It's like crazy amounts of rain we've gotten. Okay, let's get some butter for our rolls. Oh, and the orzo takes butter too. Let me get that ready also. Okay, our rolls are in for 25 minutes, so we're not going to put the asparagus in until that's done. And then we'll start the orzo when we put the asparagus in. So we'll be right back. All right, friends. I just took the ham out of the oven. Look at it. Let me move these rolls. I'm going to set it here. Ooh, she's hot. I want to melt my bowl there. Okay. I'm going to move it way over here so we have room. And we're going to start the, I'm going to turn you around to the stove. We're going to start the Realized that I didn't have my mic on, so hopefully that I don't know if it worked or not. So I'm adding, in case you missed it, I added a cup of half and half, that whole bag, small bag of Parmesan, and I think it needs more half and half because the last one I made was real creamy. So I'm just gonna mix in a little more. So I'm doubling this so it's a little different. Yummy. Sorry, my mic died. Okay, I don't know if you guys got any of this now because the mic died. So I was adding in like 2 cups of
Milkman, of course.
half and half, the whole bag of Parmesan, and now we're just mixing it up. And then I'm going to add some of the shaved on top. And this is Parmesan Romano and Asiago. I'm just going to crumble it over the top. And that's it. Done. Put a little more here. And all the dogs are right here. Move over, guys. We got to try it too. All right, let's give it a little taste. Oh my God. That is so good. That's good. It's garlicky, Parmesan-y. All right, let's check on our bacon wrapped asparagus. Okay, I'm gonna put this back in the oven. All right, those are looking good. Oh, my back. Watch out, pup. All right, let me get a plate and plate it up so you guys can see what it all looks like. Hey, you guys are totally under my feet. Totally under. The puppy's chasing her tail and going around in circles. Oh, she's funny. Watch out, buddy. This puppy's so much fun. Watch out, pup. You're gonna get stepped on. Move. Okay. I'm gonna take the double wrapped one. They're hot. There we go. This is our yummy Easter dinner. Let's get some of this. The Orzo. Oh my gosh, you see how stringy it is? Look at that. Yum. Let's cut. Let's first get a roll. It's just about pretty much ready, Shad.
Looks amazing. Smells amazing.
Thank you. My mic died. I gotta charge it again. I'm just gonna shove that in there. Okay, our bread. Let's cut some of this ham. Pup, you're gonna get stepped on totally. This pup here. Excuse all the dishes in my sink. This has been quite a cooking process. I want to show you what's nice about the spiral hams. As you can literally just slice all the way down and you've already got slices. Let me just show you. Then take your fork and they're already in perfect slices, see? There we are. Let's get one more with all that good stuff on it. Okay. All right, there you have it. Spiral ham with pineapple glaze. some bacon wrapped asparagus, the creamy Parmesan Orzo, and the brioche bun.